Hello, everyone. This is Ben Dunn, your AP Sensei, the founder of Anarchic Press, a comic book company established in 1985, celebrating its 40th anniversary this year, and also creator of such comics as Marvel Mangaverse, Ninja High School, Tomorrow Girl, Warrior Nun, and a host of other comics. So, yesterday, I watched season 2, episode 2 of Doctor Who, and uh, I want to give you my thoughts on it. My wife is a big Doctor Who fan. She's been keeping up with the series. I have not. I'll be honest with you. I am a big Doctor Who fan. I've stopped watching it way back when they made the gender swap. A couple of years back. And when they made the Doctor a female, I watched a few episodes of that. It wasn't for me, so I stopped watching it. And this new Doctor is supposedly race swapped and has certain, you know, preculations of the other gender that I won't go into. But let's just be it to say that that doesn't really matter to me in this so much as that I just found the stories to be kind of uninteresting, and I just didn't have the time to really watch the episodes. But my wife did, and she recommended me watching season 2, episode 2, which it's called Lux, and it features an animated character in there. And I love animation, and any excuse to watch animation mixed with live action is a no-brainer for me. So I did watch it, and I thought it wasn't horrible. It was actually pretty entertaining. Now, there were things that did bother me. I'm not going to give a complete review, and I'll try to avoid spoilers if I can. But the premise is that the Doctor lands in the 1950s Florida and is encountering a being that uses light, to create itself into a physical being, and wants to become, solid. Now, the premise in of itself is kind of interesting, and I tell you what, whoever did the animation on this episode did a really good job, I have to say, and the story itself was actually kind of entertaining. Now, there were a few cringeworthy things in there that I kind of winched at, especially some of the mention of segregation and racism. And now I'm not sure if this was true in 1950s Florida, but I mean, very well maybe. I didn't check. I didn't. I'm just going to assume that that was correct. But you know what they say about assuming. But anyway, be it as it may, the doctor's trying to get his companion home, and in order to do that, they end up in 1950. Now, there was some sort of mystery, and of course, the doctor is prone to want to get involved and try to help people. That's fine, and no problem with that. But the story itself was, kind of, it was okay. But you know what? It reminded me as I was watching it. It reminded me of that Star Trek episode, "Who Mourns for Adonis?" About this god who is stuck on this planet and wants to, reintegrate itself and have humans worship it. And I just couldn't help but feeling this was basically the same storyline. But if I'm wrong, feel free to comment below. But the thing about it is that it was really ruined by all the little things that were in there that were, I considered, kind of virtue signaling. Like, oh yes, there was racism in America in the 1950s. And yeah, I'll concede to that. But it didn't have to be shoved in the face of Doctor Who fans. There was a pretty interesting scene where it was very meta, breaking the fourth wall, where he encounters a bunch of Doctor Who fans who are saying that the show was just basically a show, and acknowledging that it was nothing more than. And I don't know if that was just sort of in your face to Doctor Who fans saying, hey, get over it. It's just a show. Okay, it doesn't have really any. Well, I don't want to criticize Russell T Davies, who obviously is much more better qualified to do this than I do. But I'm just speaking as a fan. Is that I found it kind of insulting, and to be honest, that I thought that he thought it pertinent to put in a scene where Doctor Who fans were basically shown as losers and dweebs, and could be erased in a single instant, But it's, I don't know whether I'm reading too much into that or not. But I tell you what, it wasn't a horrible episode. I did like the animation. It was interesting to see something a little different than I'm used to. The one thing I did notice is that the Doctor Who doesn't really have a signature look. Apparently he keeps changing costumes every single time he appears, and it doesn't help in creating an identity for the Doctor. With the Doctor, was always, some signature look that you could count on him being in over and over and over and over again, and that's part of his identity as well. And I'm a little disappointed that they didn't give him some sort of standard costume that he could wear all the time. It's. I think that if you're going to really improve Doctor Who, that's one of the things that needs to be done. So anyway, that was just my my thoughts on Lux, the episodes of season 2, episode 2, and I recommend that if you're an animation fan, that check it out. I like the character design. There's a few things I don't care much for the companion. She seems a little ditzy and kind of whiny, and I don't expect that in a companion. I fully expect maybe they'll give her some more things to do instead of just being a complainer all the time. But anyway, that's my thoughts. Until next time, this has Ben Dunn signing off. Hey, this is Ben Dunn, creator of Antarctic Press, and I also am the creator of Tomorrow Girl, which has an Indiegogo campaign right now. It's called Flight to the Future, and it's a great homage to classic superheroes and to the Silver Age, and it's an all-ages action-adventure type comic book. So check it out. Link will be below, and hopefully you'll be a backer.
Hey there. Do you like action, adventure, and return to classic superheroes? Then you'll love Tomorrow Girl, Flight to the Future. A 128-page full-color collection of her best stories now on Indiegogo. Be a backer today. Link down below.